been lucky enough to take a trip of a lifetime to Malaysia, and today I'm in Kuching, the largest city on the island of Borneo and the capital of Sarawak State. The city is situated on the banks of the Sarawak River, and walking along the waterfront boardwalk is the best place to sample the city's cosmopolitan vibes. During the day, you get scenic views of some of the city's historic landmarks and stunning architecture. And after sunset, the vibrant nightlife takes over the esplanade, and the sounds of sizzling food and bustling restaurants makes for a lively ambience. Here in Malaysia, you can find chicken rice everywhere, and I must admit, I could eat chicken rice for lunch every single day. It is that good. There's something about it that's very, very homely, but if you want to make it from scratch, it takes a long time. So I'm going to show you a bit of a cheats version using a really interesting rice from this region. So from this Sarawak region, you can find this barrio rice. It's a medium style rice, slightly sticky, slightly sweet. It's not common everywhere, so I thought it'd be quite special to cook this chicken rice with this rice because it is such an important part of this recipe. So what I've done is given myself a bit of a head start. Usually you would cook this with a whole chicken and you add lots of aromatics to the broth. I've added the green tops of the spring onions to the chicken and the broth, and I've also just reserved the lighter parts of them, which I'm going to keep for a little ginger spring onion sauce, and we'll do that later on. So once you've cooked the chicken, you just want it to sit there for about 20 minutes, just so it can cool down in that delicious broth. Now onto the special rice. I've just been warming up a pot. Into this, I'm going to add some ginger. So you can either thinly slice it or finely chop it, it's up to you. I'm just wanting to perfume this beautiful local rice. So I'm just going to add some thin slices. I'll add a good glug of vegetable oil, and we can start frying off the ginger first. So let that sizzle away, along with 2 cloves of garlic, and we're just going to finely slice it again. I'm just reserving some of the ginger and some of the garlic. I'm going to use that for our sauce later on. I want to finely chop that, so we'll just keep some back. So in with the garlic, and now for the rice. Now I've washed the rice 3 times because you don't want it to be too gluggy, so wash it 3 times, that's the key number. And then in with the rice, you want about a cup of that, and we'll give that a stir, and you just want to coat that in all of that beautiful ginger and garlic. And we can start adding the stock. So this stock right here has so much flavour because of the chicken, so we don't want to waste that. We're going to use that for our beautiful rice. So in with a few ladlefuls. And in general, for a medium grain rice, you want to add 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of stock. But another little trick you can do is just add about 2 centimetres of stock above the rice line. If you do that, you're pretty much on the mark of making the perfect rice. Last thing I like to add is a pinch of salt. Once it's come up to the boil, we want to turn it down to low, and the lid goes on, and this is going to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes or until all of that liquid has been absorbed by the rice. Okay, next we can get on to this delicious sauce. It's just a very quick sauce. I'm going to finely chop my spring onions, mince my garlic and my ginger. I'm going to show you a little trick to bring this whole sauce together. Most of our components ready. The chicken has been poached, it's cooled down slightly. The rice is cooked. Have a look at this beautiful rice. I've taken it off the heat just to cool down a little too. And now onto this really quick sauce. So you can't have chicken rice without a chili sauce and a spring onion and ginger sauce. It's my absolute favourite. And what I've done is just finely chopped the spring onions, the ginger and the garlic. And I've got a pot here that I'm going to heat up some oil. So in order to bring out the fragrance of all of those ingredients, you want to add hot oil to it so it just sizzles and perfumes the oil and also softens those spring onions, ginger and garlic. So we want a few tablespoons. It doesn't take long to heat up, so keep an eye on that. While that's happening, I'm going to prepare the rice to serve this. So I like to serve it just in a mound, if you like. So we're just going to break up this rice. Look how fluffy and soft that is. So good. And we're going to pile that into the bowl. And we're just going to squish it down so we form that very classic mound that you get with chicken rice. Okay, we're going to flip that over onto the plate. Oh, perfect. Now I'll slice the chicken, and I've kept the skin on the chicken just to keep it all together and to keep it super tender. And just slice it on an angle into thin, about 2 centimetre medallions. All right, we'll pop that next to our rice. And this oil is piping hot, so you want to be careful when you do this. So have a high bowl just like this one, and carefully, little by little, add the oil. See how that's sizzling away? I can smell that. It's like the holy trinity: garlic, ginger, spring onions. They're just essential in Malaysian cooking. So I'll grab a spoon, just give that a mix. I will add a pinch of salt to that. And we'll add that into a little bowl. Next to the chicken, along with some chilli. So yes, you would usually make the chili sauce from scratch. So chili, again, the same flavours of garlic and ginger, but because this is a really quick version of it, I've got a beautiful chili condiment that has peanuts through it, the chili oil. This is my favourite chili sauce, so that's why I'm adding it. Pop that again on the side. And the last ingredient you have to add is some cucumber. We just want this to be cut on an angle, a few slices. Cucumber is served everywhere here in Malaysia, just on the side. It's that refreshing crunchiness that we're after. Pop that there. And there you have it. That's a very quick version of chicken rice. But what makes this one extra special is the rice from Sarawak.